So we got some interesting news last night dropped by Gary Cassidy over at Sportskeeda. If you haven't followed Gary, make sure you go and do it. It's at Wrestling Gary on Twitter, or go to Sportskeeda, check out his articles. Great guy, great wrestling journalist. Now, he dropped some information regarding an upcoming Matt Riddle versus King Corbin rivalry. Now, this one has been teased for a while. I don't know if you recall back all the way to Survivor Series last year. Matt Riddle was on Team NXT. King Corbin was on Team Smackdown. King Corbin eliminates Matt Riddle. At the Royal Rumble this year, Matt Riddle makes a surprise entrance. Who is he eliminated by? None other than King Corbin. So it's been speculated for a while that we're going to see a Matt Riddle versus King Corbin rivalry. And therefore, it's no surprise that the original Bro first lengthy rivalry on SmackDown was scheduled to be against King Corbin, as they do have history. Now, tonight, or last night on Friday Night SmackDown, we saw King Corbin lose once again. Ever since he broke that mirror at Money in the Bank, King Corbin he's lost every single match, hasn't he, pretty much? He lost to Jeff Hardy last night on SmackDown. He had a beatdown last night by Big E, Braun Strowman, Matt Riddle. He's lost to Jeff Hardy. He's lost to Elias. All he's doing is losing at the moment. That's all he does. King Corbin's losing. If you go even further back at the start of this year in the feud with Roman Reigns, he lost to Roman Reigns. That was always going to happen. It felt like that storyline lasted just about a million years, didn't it? But it happened. Now, Gary Cassidy is reporting that sources indicated to him that the plan is for a Matt Riddle-King Corbin rivalry to go forward. However, King Corbin only recently found out about those plans and isn't too happy about them. He is insisting that Matt Riddle should defeat five enhancement talents before facing King Corbin. And the plan has always been, by all accounts, for Matt Riddle's first opponent outside of NXT to be King Corbin, and it's been in place for a while. That's why we had the spots at Survivor Series. That's why we had the spots at the Royal Rumble. And the plans for when Matt Riddle was to debut on SmackDown, the plan was always there to work with King Corbin, and those plans have been in place since March. So to me, it's very, very surprising to hear those kind of reservations from King Corbin about Matt Riddle having to defeat five enhancement talents. Matt Riddle... Now, I don't want to go into the allegations. I think those things are best left said. I've done the speaking out video, and I'm massively in support of that movement, and we'll have to wait to see what happens with Matt Riddle. There's a lot of murky waters there. In terms of just the storyline and the WWE perspective here, I think that's what's the best thing to focus on here. Matt Riddle, when he made his debut on SmackDown last week, defeated the Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles in his first match. Matt Riddle not only interrupted the title celebration of AJ Styles, but he defeated AJ Styles on Friday Night SmackDown. This is AJ Styles, a former two-time WWE champion. His last championship reign on SmackDown lasted nearly a year. He was in The Undertaker's retirement match at WrestleMania. This is only a week after AJ Styles won the Intercontinental Championship in the first place. The first time he's done that, Matt Riddle defeated him. Yes, there was a little bit of distraction from Daniel Bryan in that match, but Matt Riddle defeated AJ Styles. That is no mean feat. So AJ Styles isn't having a problem putting over Matt Riddle, but apparently King Corbin does. King Corbin has this massive objection that Matt Riddle should be defeating five enhancement talents. That line is just so bizarre to me. So bizarre to me. Five enhancement talents. He wants Matt Riddle to beat, for 5 weeks, to beat random... Well, I don't want to say the word jobbers, because they would be guys from NXT, because that's what WWE's been doing recently. But he'd want to have five enhancement talents before he's worthy of facing King Corbin in a match? Really? I mean, come on. Five enhancement talents. I mean, we were getting so frustrated on Raw toward the end of last year and at the start of this year as well. It felt like every other match on Monday Night Raw was a squash match. Now, look, I'm fine with having squash matches when they serve a purpose. Aleister Black has had about 1 million of them, and that was fine. The only thing frustrated with that is eventually you go, okay, can we move on now? Can we see something different? I get the whole thing of wanting to build up the superstar and make them seem bigger and better than they ever have been. But we've seen vignettes on Matt Riddle. You're treating NXT as a third brand now, remember. NXT isn't developmental anymore. It's a third brand. It's on the USA Network. Not as many people watch it as SmackDown or Raw. but it's a third brand. It's on cable television. You don't really need to have Matt Riddle doing enhancement matches, really, do you? Because you've seen him. You've seen him in a fight pit against Timothy Thatcher. You've seen him as part of the Broserweights. You've seen him have matches against Finn Balor or whoever. You've seen him have those matches. Why does he need to be built up to be worthy of facing King Corbin? And since when, by the way, has King Corbin been so fussy about doing a job? As I mentioned at the start of this video, that's all he's been doing recently. That's all he does, is eventually do a job, right? He's the heel. Isn't the point for most heels is to beat on the babyface, and then eventually, unless you're this upper top tier heel, or you're Triple H in the mid 2000s where you just win anyway. But if you're a heel, eventually the idea is to get the babyface over and to put the babyface over eventually. That's the whole point of being a heel. So to have Matt Riddle, or to be so precious about putting over Matt Riddle or working with Matt Riddle at all, that he has to do 5 enhancement matches first, or beat 5 enhancement guys first, that's just crazy. To me, that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Why? That's what when I read that, my first thing was why. His whole point is that he's being promoted with vignettes. He's had Kurt Angle, WWE Hall of Famer, the legend Kurt Angle, who Baron Corbin retired at WrestleMania, which, let's reflect on that. Hindsight being 2020, what a stupid idea that was. I mean, outrageous. Maybe that's why Baron Corbin's so annoyed about it. Maybe that's why he's so annoyed. Kurt Angle put him over. Oh, Kurt Angle should only put me over at WrestleMania, right? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe he's taking this King gimmick way too seriously now. He has to be worthy of facing King Corbin. As I mentioned, King Corbin, that's all he's done in 2020 at least, and to the end of 2019, is put people over. Roman Reigns, Elias, Jeff Hardy, anyone in the Intercontinental Championship tournament, the Battle Royal. He's even had a couple of chances at the Battle Royal. You know, he tried to kill Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio at Money in the Bank, and he's got away with that one scot-free. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just because he's just a murderer at this point now that people have to be worthy of facing the next murderer. I don't know. It's such a bizarre story that. Now, I'm not having a go for King Corbin being protective of his character. It just seems bizarre. Put the guy over, work with him. Who knows? Do your job. That's ultimately what it is. Do your job, and I think that's what it comes down to. I saw a couple of comments about this when this report came out. People were confused as to why King Corbin would be so, I don't know, unwilling to work with Matt Riddle, or unwilling to put him over, or so protective of his character that Matt Riddle has to have 5 enhancement talent matches first. First of all, if I have to wait 5 weeks to start a King Corbin Matt Riddle feud, I don't want to see it. I'm not massively against King Corbin. I think the gimmick sucks. I think the whole King gimmick is completely outdated. Why can't anyone just win the King of the Ring and then brag about being the best wrestler for a year? You would think that's the logical thing to do in 2020, but apparently we're stuck in the 1980s still, that if you win the King of the Ring, you have to wear a crown and a cape and hold a scepter and tell everyone that you're an actual king, because we're stuck in the 1980s and life is a cartoon. That's the reason why King Corbin is calling himself King Corbin, even though he won the King of the Ring, when is it, back in September? It's nearly July at this point. It's been nearly a year. Okay, can we just forget it? Just stop calling yourself King. Call yourself Baron Corbin. I think the most over Baron Corbin has been was during the King of the Ring tournament last year. He was having great matches. He got over by working. He got over by wrestling and having good matches. And then once again, you get a stupid gimmick, and the gimmick is bang, 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 forced down your throat. It's stupid, and now maybe he's believing the hype. But going back to my original point, if I have to wait 5 weeks to kickstart a King Corbin Matt Riddle feud, I don't want to see it. End of. I don't want to wait 5 weeks for a feud I'm not even that keen on anyway. You know, we've had, and this has been teased, like I said, since November of last year. The seeds were planted at Survivor Series last year, and then back in January for the Royal Rumble. We're nearly in July, and then 5 weeks, it would be nearly in August. November to August. For a Matt Riddle versus King Corbin feud. Who on earth would wait for that? I mean, that's like waiting for the post to arrive, open it, and then there's a dog turd in there. Okay, send it back, post it back, because it's not good enough. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just, I saw the report from Gary, and I have no qualms about it. I completely believe him. He's a solid reporter, a solid journalist. He's got so much credibility. He was the one that broke the story about the Jeff Hardy Sheamus piss angle a couple of weeks ago, so I completely believe him. Just this five matches, 5 enhancement talents he has to beat first. Come on. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's stupid. That's what the whole thing is. It's stupid. Like the King gimmick, it is stupid. That's my take on it. Of course, as always, and this is just one man's very angry opinion on this. What are your thoughts? That Matt Riddle should defeat 5 enhancement talents before working with King Corbin. Do you even want to see a King Corbin versus Matt Riddle feud at all? I know I don't. But if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right-hand corner of the screen right now. Or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be another button for you to click at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms that are on the screen right now. That's at 365Wrestle on Twitter and at WrestleNews365 on Facebook or Instagram. So make sure to give us a follow there. Or you can go to WrestleNews365.com for all the very latest news, articles, reviews. All of that stuff is on WrestleNews365.com. So be sure to visit it there. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. And I'll speak with you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.